DJ, drop that.
Okay. Ready? Okay, so welcome to this week's What Do You Know About It?
What do you know about it?
What do you know about it?
Yeah.
We are here with, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
I'm Josiah the Prince, producer, artist, engineer, model, mogul, and so much more. And we're on the What Do You Know About It podcast.
Yeah, look at that introduction. That's probably the best one we've ever had.
Professional.
So I've been knowing you for a while. Yeah, me and you go back and forth a lot over like project way back. Kind of. Yeah. We in the same atmosphere a lot. Actually, we lived in the same place for a long time. But I didn't want you to catch me looking like not like this, so I'd be like, "Ooh, don't look at me."
Right.
But I've been knowing that you've been doing a lot of art stuff, and I know you see me around shooting and doing everything that I do. Me and you have not done anything together yet, which is just so weird. So this is like the first thing we've done together is a podcast, which is just like, that blows my mind. So this is the beginning of something beautiful beyond just having mutual respect for each other.
Right. Wonderful.
Firstly, I would like to say that I absolutely love your attitude. I love talking to you because even when I get like texts from you, like, "Hello, goddess," blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I am. Like, this is, I am a goddess. This is just,
right.
Like, you know?
Put that respect on it,
Exactly. Put some on my name right now. So, like, I just wanted to say that I love your personality and I love the way that you put yourself out there and that you market yourself because I know that's really hard to do. It's like a continuous, constant job, always like having to promote yourself and your work and all of the things you do, especially when you do a million different things. So, like, how do you manage all of that?
So when I first got started, I was allowing myself to be pulled in so many different directions. So I was an artist, I was the podcaster, engineer, producer, everything, until I realized I'm stretching myself thin, way too thin. And it wasn't until last year when I'll just be honest, I ended up going to the hospital. I almost died last year in March. So that was a wake-up call, putting all this work in for other people.
Yeah.
And just being able to see how easily you would be replaced if you weren't there.
Yeah, you run yourself empty.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do that. So, like, what do you do now? Because you still do a lot, and you're still out here doing a lot. What do you do to, like, set aside time for yourself so that things like that or your health is prioritized?
I try to be more strategic with what I do, and I try to put it in more so like a queue type of thing. So I'm working with this person, we got to do this, then we'll move on to the next thing. So when I'm podcasting. Music, like I have a new single coming out, focused on me right now. When I'm working with my other artists that are part of our label, the Elite GMT, I get my full attention.
That's so hard, isn't it? Because you get people pulling on you from every direction. I know I do. Like, if I'm doing one thing, I have somebody who's like, "You got those photos ready?" And I'm like, "Actually, no, I'm working on an entire wedding that I just shot."
Right.
So you'll get them, but like, you're going to have to wait. I know, like, so many times in my life, because I have autoimmune illness, like, I'll get run down so hard when I do so many other things. Plus, we got like families, right? And we got jobs. Most of us artists have to work additional jobs and have additional income. And by the time you get to yourself, sometimes I just feel like crawling down the hallway, like, I'm gonna do this shoot because I got it in my head right now. But it's so exhausting. So, like, that honest moment that you had that you saying you ended up in the hospital, that's scary. That's a wake-up call. And it's good that you take time to prioritize, like, yourself. And I say the same thing about your circle of friends, because there's a lot of friends out here who are like friends and you just don't expect it because they're so kind and so nice and so friendly. And it's just, so do you have to deal with that a lot with what you do?
Definitely. Everything I do, they'll hit me up to be on the podcast just like you. They'll ask to do a song with me, or when I first started doing production, "Hey bro, with me, you know, send me some beats. You know, I'm good for it, blah, say this, but I have a family to feed.
Yes.
How do you expect me to return on this investment if I work with you?
Yeah.
What kind of what kind of thing, what's going to be brought back to make sure that everything is taken care of on my end? Because I'm making sure you good.
Yeah.
Are you going to scratch my back?
Yeah.
You know, things of that nature. If these people ain't checking on you and making sure you good, especially when you going silent, these people ain't just calling to check to make sure you all good, cut them off. If they the only time they show up when you have an event or something coming up, you know, forget them. X them out of your life. Those ain't the right people. You know?
I know. I get a lot of the I'm sorry. I get a lot of the I have a mass social media following, and I'm like, you know, fuck them followers. Don't come to me with I got a mass social media following. I don't really need a million followers who I don't know, who are from all different parts of the world. I would rather have the salvageable, real connections with people who actually care about what I'm doing.
Right.
Or people that are going to contribute to business connections. Those are always good. Like me and you knowing each other. You know, I always tell people, I think I've mentioned your name to like a million different people, and they're like, I don't know if I know who that is. Or they're like, oh yeah, I definitely know who that is. And I'm like, cool, go look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up. Like, I love throwing people's names out into the mix, especially when I got heavy respect for them. Like, hey, you should check this artist out, or you should really check this out. I'm like, back in the day, I'd be that person who like popped the trunk of the car, and I'm like,
right.
go look at it. Go listen to this. You like it. And I go through like moments and episodes where I don't create things for a while, and like I'm not sure if that's just like a recession of like creativity, or nothing has inspired me enough to go out and do it, or if it's just my body going into like shutdown mode, like we just need a break for a second and then we come back swinging hard. Do you get that?
A mixture of both, most definitely, because you tend to overwork yourself. Like I said, you gotta learn how to pace yourself when it comes to everything. But when you overwork yourself, your body's gonna let you know. There's times when I'm gonna take an hour nap real quick, and then I'm get back to what I'm doing. And then I wake up, whole day, it's a whole nother day.
I know.
And that's your body letting you know.
How did you get into music and production? Because I think production is super interesting.
Oh, most definitely. So music has always been in my life. I come from a musical family of singers, female singers. Production, I didn't start production until I was, I believe, 14, 15-ish. And that was just because my dad forced me to learn how to play piano.
Yeah.
And my teacher, my second piano teacher, because I failed the first one.
You'll have that.
We have all done that.
Didn't want to do the lessons. Didn't want to actually take it serious at that point in time.
Pretty common.
Right. And when I met my second teacher, he was closer to my age for one. Really good at what he does, and the day that I learned production from him, we didn't have anything else for me to learn at that point in time. So he stuck me on the computer and tried us out. FL Studio is what he put me on. Fruity Loops is what they call it.
Oh, yeah, Fruity Loops.
Fruity
Yep.
Loops.
And so when I got on there, made my first beat, don't even remember what it sounded like, to be honest with you. I stole it.
He's got it.
It was fire. And from then on, I couldn't stop talking about it to my family. My sister ended up being the first person that actually invested in supporting to make sure that I got it. She got me the disc version. I ended up, how you'll download music back then, Napster, things of that nature.
LimeWire.
Right.
All them viruses.
Right, got all the viruses. That computer was over with. So
the computer set on fire.
Right. So I ended up having to get the digital version.
Yeah.
My dad invested in that to help with that. And it's just been up from there. So started doing production for the church, doing audio for the church, and just kept going from there, sending my beats to people that I work with. For instance, my photographer, the artists that I work with, C3 the Prince, Shallant, things of that nature. And back in, let's say, 2017 is really when I started taking it serious. So I started hopping on live and just making beats over and over again, watching YouTube videos, learning how to do it. And it brings me here today.
Nice.
So where has that taken you? So like, because we're both, where'd you grow up?
So a little bit everywhere. Kenosha, Waukegan,
Oh, me too,
Georgia, Florida, things of that nature, Oklahoma.
Okay, so you've been all over the place. So where do you feel like Racine, where you're at right now, is a good place for artists like you or I? Or do you feel like there's other places that serve a better purpose to people like me and you who are doing what we do?
I feel it depends on how you view it, because you can go to Atlanta and do exactly what we're doing right now and thrive, but it's also oversaturated.
Right.
This area, it was thriving prior to us being here with the artists prior to us, creators prior to us, but it's slowly dwindled and people don't really know about this area anymore. Like, for instance, Milwaukee, Tank is from Milwaukee. You got Ray Nitty, you got Rico Love. A lot of people don't know these actual people that are here. And
the light, and I feel like the fire in this area is starting to build back up. We got the Milwaukee scene, for instance, JP,
Steve the Stoner, things of that nature,
We just had Ludacris here,
Right.
walking through the Milwaukee public market.
Right.
I was so mad. I was watching that and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Luda!
Right.
What? The one place I wanted to be, like, my feelings were hurt. My feelings are still hurt.
My feelings are hurt. You should have called me or something.
Right.
Maybe I should leave home.
Right.
I've never been to Pick and Save, and that just happened.
I was sitting there.
I know.
Right.
I know.
I like what you said about it depends on where you are, because I feel like a really big negative of the internet and like having social media and stuff is that everyone's stuff starts to look the same.
Right.
And like
Yeah.
even like accents are starting to fade, like regional accents and stuff, because we all sound the same.
Right.
So I feel like I just love it when specific areas you can tell that something came from them.
Right.
I just love that so much. I feel like even, I don't know, like in design specifically, if you go even like a county over, it can look different, which is super cool. And I love that with music too. I think that's really exciting.
Oh yeah, every area should have their own. Every area has their own sound. So, like I said, if you go to Atlanta, it's a whole nother sound when it comes to music. You come up here, it's a whole nother sound. You go all the way to LA, whole nother sound as well.
Ooh, LA.
You don't like it? You don't like
I don't
pee on the sidewalk?
I don't like LA. I'm not gonna lie to you. I went to LA to visit my sister, and she's like got an amazing voice and was a recording artist. And LA was like not what I was expecting it to be. And I'm like, yo, this is.
Yeah,
it was exactly what I was expecting it to be. When Fallon and I were in California, someone was like handing out something. I don't know what they were handing out. Someone was handing out something, and she went to walk around them, and they whipped around and they put their arm in front of her, and she ducked under them, and they were like going after her.
Oh wow!
It was so funny, man. Yeah, they almost decked her in the face. That's exactly what I expected LA to be like. I was having a great time. It's like Mario Kart when you're walking on the sidewalks.
It's okay, but I don't think I would want to live there.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
I think a really cool scene with music. I spent a lot of time in London, England. I was there for a year.
Love to go there.
That was nuts.
Right.
There were punk rockers on the bridge, just drinking beer out in public, like playing loud music. It didn't even matter. Like the cops do not care.
Yeah.
And there's like mushroom shops there, so there's people just like on the street, like tripping and doing whatever.
Right.
And there's rappers who just like out in the street doing their thing and performing. And then like they've got the Ministry of Sound, which is huge. It's like this big building, and so they've got like techno and house on one area, and then they've got R&B in another area, and they've got like rock in another area. And you just keep going up these levels of music until you get to the top, and it just is like mind-blowing. But it's like that in a lot of areas there. And a lot of the rappers, I'm sorry, it makes me laugh, but it's also good because there's like a lot of really good ones, like with thick accents while they're rapping, and I'm like, what did you just say? And it's like, it's funny to me, but I like it.
Right.
I like it. Everybody's different from around the world. Like a lot of these famous rappers are from Australia.
Yeah.
My son's first concert, this has nothing to do with Australia, but my son's first concert, I think he was 12, was Denzel Curry.
I love Denzel.
I do too.
Right.
And I was like, we're gonna get weird tonight.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know what's going on. And like he came out on the stage in this big puffer and was like going crazy. And I was like, you could jump. You could just get in there.
Right.
Jump, get in there. Let's go. It was so cool. It's such a cool thing to experience with your kids, like taking them to shows.
Do you enjoy the mosh pit?
Not anymore. You know how old I am.
feel like we're a mosh pit family a little bit. Fallon and I went to a church youth event.
My head's gonna break.
This past fall. And it gets crazy if you go in the mosh pit because
you
will get thrown. Yeah, you will get thrown. You'll get thrown. You'll get thrown by the.
In the holy name of Jesus.
Thrown for Jesus.
Right.
There was someone crowd surfing as like because they play some hype songs before they get into the slow one, so there were people crowd surfing.
What is the hype songs though? Like,
dude,
Forrest Frank.
You'd be surprised. Like,
really?
There's some really good. There's some really well produced Christian music right now. That doesn't sound like the contemporary stuff that's sped up. Like I've been really happy recently because I feel like throughout all of 2010, I mean, like even like because I did Christian youth theater for a really long time. When I was worship leading for them, it was a lot of like Hillsong and like just a lot of very like you've heard it before. It's the same like three chords over and over.
Yeah,
but
I don't
recently, dude, they've been cooking in that space. I've been very excited about it.
So I get being interviewed, but I'm curious because I'm a preacher's kid myself. Yeah. When it comes to doing this, or even just listening to secular music and things of that nature, how do you feel about? Are you in church? In church, like now fully. Even? How do you feel about the children of pastors, or even just people that are in church that have creatives that work outside of the church?
So I mean, I listen to secular music. I make secular music because I feel like, I mean, I have a lot of opinions on a lot of things because I'm like human. I'm like complex. Right. But the way that I view things like that is that because I am a Christian and I'm like active in that, I believe that anything can glorify God. So like, you know, whatever you're making, like, if I want to stay away from something, I'll stay away from something. But like, my playlist is full of all kinds of music because I just feel like, I don't know, they've been given a talent, might as well use it and share it.
Right, we gave you that gift, so why not honor it with it?
Right.
Yeah. Expand on it as well. So it's in the Bible as well.
Right. Yeah.
Can I be honest about church? I stopped going to church because that music is boring, bro. I want to hear like Kirk Franklin.
Oh,
that's what I want. Yes, that's what I want to hear. Still in the I need to hear that, like everybody like clapping their hands and stopping. That's what I want to hear. But like they don't do that. They're like, and I'm like, man.
It depends on where you go. It depends on where you go and what you do. I'm a worship leader for the youth group. My set lists are fire, you know?
But are they Kirk Franklin fire?
I don't think
Revelation verse 17 and 18.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. See, no.
I need some Holy Ghost in here. Come on, like that's like I listen to that in my car like I'm full blast. Right, tell them.
I don't think that I should be the one to be singing Kirk Franklin.
Why not?
I just don't feel like it should be me.
Kirk love you too.
Yes! Thank you, Kirk.
Yeah.
He probably the same. I think he's a little bit shorter than you as well.
Yeah, see, we should collab.
Man, when I was younger, my parents used to take us to these music festivals, and I was like really into rap. And there was this group called the Gospel Gangsters. Do you know who they are?
I think I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever seen them.
Oh my goodness. They got this song, they're on a boat and they're like singing, I'll be good. And they've got like this whole thing and like everybody's on the boat just like singing. And my mom is just like, my mom's so sweet. She's just encouraging me to be myself. And I'm like out there at the Christian festival like, girl, you get it.
I love your photos.
Thank you.
I think the first one I saw
was you standing on a fire hydrant.
Yes.
With the big boots on. I'm like, how the f*** is she on top of that?
Yeah, I don't know how I was on top of that either. But I didn't die.
Right.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I just be doing things.
I feel like a lot of your work is just like, it feels like an exercise of human free will. Like you just stand on the fire hydrant. Like you can do that. You can just do that.
It is. I always try to tell people, like I hit up photographers and be like, how do you feel about tying me up and then hanging me from this bridge? And they're like,
are you okay?
Exactly. And I'm like, I'm good. Are you okay?
Guys, if you need help.
So like it's cool because like she's got her own business. My other daughter has her own business. They're both piano teachers. My mom is a piano teacher. My dad was an engineer. I didn't get that side of the brain so much.
I didn't get any of that side.
I got the right side of the brain, the art side of the brain. But he's very smart. He plays bass guitar too. So like everybody playing music. My brother playing music, and like my house was just full of music growing up.
I feel like your mom, my Nana, she had a really large emphasis on like empathy and understanding and like all of that kind of stuff. I've always been ridiculously sensitive, like overly so at times. And I feel like because of that, and you probably get this too, when you think like that, it shapes your understanding of other people's art completely differently and how you read into that. And it also shapes your understanding of what you create a lot differently. The way you draw inspiration too, I feel, is completely different in that regard too. Because like other people might just see what's in front of them, but you have more. Do you ever have that? Like what, either like in music stylistically or like, you know, visually, is there anything that you take from that's like more than just the surface of like what you're hearing?
So it depends on who I'm listening to. So if it's like pop music, slow pop, or even, you know, some slow classical music, it brings a lot of different feelings. I'm more of I'm an empath. So I try to feel a lot of what the person was going through when they wrote that, even down to the words. The words are what
That hurts, doesn't it?
eats at me.
It's touching and inspiring, and you listen to this music and you like identify with it so much. And going back to like church, that's difficult as well. When you like, how do you feel about that?
When it comes to music or making music?
When it comes to music, making music, and listening to music like that, because for me, okay, I grew up in a very religious household. As you can see, all of my kids are very religious. They go to church continuously. They're on a worship team and everything. It's been a while since I've been to church, just because I think I was like pinpointed out and I started to feel weird. People were like, oh, you need to be saved. Like, you have a lot of tattoos. You look very secular. And I'm going to start talking to you about God. And that was really intense for me, because my entire life I've been hearing about God. You think I don't know the Bible?
Right.
I know the Bible. I know what it says. I used to be a little evangelist when I was little, handing out Bibles to like people at my church at the bus stop. And so like when I listen to music like Juice or like X, I identify with that so heavily, and I think maybe there's an aspect of like a depression or anxiety that I feel. And so like I identify with some of the lyrics to the songs, but then I feel like at the end of the day, should I be praying about this? Am I accepted here? Do you feel accepted where you are? Do you know what I mean?
Right. When it comes to church, I stopped going to church years ago simply because, one, church people are very judgmental.
Yeah.
Two, I felt like when I first started going to church, I get that my family is in church. I'm a PK, so my dad's a pastor. My mom was a pastor and a worship leader. But did I get into church because you guys were doing it?
Right.
Or did I get into church because I have a genuine want to get build a relationship with God?
Right.
You know? And so I had to go on my own separate journey to understand, is this where I want to be?
Where did you land?
Where did I land? Spirituality.
Yeah, here we go.
Yes.
So that's how I feel as well. So if I'm in a bind, if I'm in a situation, like if I'm feeling sick or I feel like something bad is going to happen or I'm so overwhelmed, I have talks with God still.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And I'm always like, listen, I know you're listening to me and I know you're here and I know that we're like, this is me and you. This is me and you. I'm reasoning with you. Like I'm bartering with you and I'm coming to you with this. And like, I know you're here. I know you're listening. So that's usually where I land on that. But I always have like these revolving thoughts coming from a religious place of like,
right.
I've been told so many times, if you get tattoos, you've desecrated your body, or if you've
temple.
done this, yes,
right.
and you're going to go to hell, or if you do this, you're going to go to hell, or you're going to do this. And that's so, like, that's scary, right? And so a lot of my work as an artist, I think, transfers over to that, because some of my work kind of dark. Like, you've seen it. And a lot of that just comes from, like, my brain, like, this is how I feel at the time, or like, this is actually a real emotion. Like, I actually do have depression. I do actually have anxiety. It's coming out like this. This is how I'm going to do it.
Right.
And then I do it, and then I think, well, if those people saw this, they would definitely be like, what is wrong with you?
One of the biggest failures of the church as a whole is being very legalistic, because the way that I grew up in church, see, like, I was raised by her mom, my grandma as well. The way that I grew up in church is different from the way that she grew up in church. The church that I grew up in was very relationship-based and not, like, legalism. Like, there's still, obviously, like, here's a guideline you should follow, but I never once, like, there's a lot of people in my church with tattoos, like, there just are. There are a lot of people at my church that just, like, kind of wild. And no one's ever been told that they're going to hell because of it. And so I have a very different experience. I think a lot of it too, because, you grew up the way that you grew up, and I see the impact of it. It changes the way that I view both people and art. I feel like I have a really full view of a lot of things because I feel I've seen both spaces.
Yeah.
I think it's also extended, like, back to empathy. I think it's also really extended my empathy for people in general, because it's such a hypocritical thing to say that you love God when God's whole thing is to love people. So you coming up to somebody,
Agape love.
Yeah, you coming up to somebody and telling them they're going to hell for having a tattoo or for looking different is the complete opposite of what you're supposed to be.
All right, are we gonna do the weird of the week?
Oh, I love the weird of the week. Yes, okay. Welcome to the weird of the week.
Time to think. I can share my weird of the week.
Please do.
All right. So I sell a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, which I hate. And so I have all of these, like, odd things. Like, I just sold a bunch of caskets and funeral items. I collect. Like, living in that loft, I had a lot of stuff.
Oh, I know.
And now, not living there, I don't have so much. I'm not going to pay for storage, so that sucks. But I was selling this oil lamp. I don't know if you've ever seen them. Like, they're antique, and they have something in the middle, and the oil comes down, and it looks like rain. They're really expensive. And this girl was like, hey, I want to buy this. Could you send it to me? And I'm like, yeah, probably. Let me go to UPS and see how much it's going to cost. But I want them to box it because I'm not breaking it.
Right.
So I'm, like, running around doing the back and forth with her. And, like, I'm telling you, this was over a span of, like, 3 days. And I'm starting to get frustrated.
Horrible.
Weirdos. So finally, I give her, like, the estimate that's printed out. And she's like, you know what? I just think this is out of my budget right now. And I was like,
what the fuck?
And then she's like, but I'm going to send you a little something for your trouble. And I was like, thanks. That's nice of you. Send me something for my trouble.
Right.
So she sent me a few dollars. Very nice of you. Thanks. I can buy a McDonald's meal now. And then she's like, so I'm just curious, do you burn? And depending on who you're talking to, that could mean a million different things. So I was like, let me look at your profile. I looked at her profile and I was like, okay, what do you mean by that? Are you talking about a festival? Like, you're talking about Burning Man?
Right.
Because that's what you look like. And she was like, LOL, it doesn't matter. It's just that you have that look.
What look?
Yeah. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
And it's plagued me for, like, an entire week.
Right.
And I want to go back on Marketplace and be like, listen, I've been thinking about this, and I want to know what are we talking about?
Right.
What do I look like to you? Like, what burning are we doing? I need to know right now, because depending on who you're talking to, you asking about smoke, you asking about, like,
right.
You asking if I drive out to the desert with those people?
Right.
And listen to techno?
Well, clearly it wasn't Burning Man if she disregarded it, you know.
What are you talking about? You look like you're from Stepford Wives. I need to understand.
She a basehead. That's what it is.
Please tell me what it is.
I would like to know. So if you can
comment below
Comment
what
below.
y'all think it is. Yeah.
My weird of the week is obnoxious. It's kind of the obnoxious of the week. So I used to, in my room, have a loft bed because I'm maximizing my space. Like, you know, I'm in college now. I've accumulated a lot of stuff through my life. I continue to as I am in college. There's too much stuff. So I was trying to maximize my space. Well, there's a reason that adults do not have loft beds. They are obnoxious. They are not practical. They're so annoying.
Right.
Every morning I would wake up and fall down the stairs. So I decided enough was enough and I needed a floor bed. However, for us to do this, everything had to be moved in the room. What I did not have time for was to move everything in the room. So now I am currently doing parkour anytime I need to get to any part of my room. I have this 6-foot beanbag in my room because I had a loft bed. I needed somewhere to go when I was on the ground. So I have to jump from my doorway to the beanbag,
Floor is
to
lava.
my bed, or from the doorway to the chair in front of my vanity, to my closet. And you got to be real careful because there's probably stuff that's going to break on the ground.
Lava.
I don't know where anything is. So my weird of the week is parkour and absolutely eating it.
You know what's
My
worse than
question-
that? Jail.
True.
Jail's worse than
This
that.
feels like that time where they were talking about some kind of like relief fund and Kanye said George Bush doesn't care about black.
Do I have a weird of the week?
It doesn't necessarily have to be from this week.
Got a lot of weirdos. A lot of
That's
weirdos.
right. You gotta pick one.
I feel like if I say something about this weirdo, it's gonna end up creeping up again on this one. Oh, I can mention one. You know this weirdo.
Did you like?
So we were working with this weirdo, and he got in trouble with his girl because he decided he was gonna try to pull a Josiah, but instead of doing it the way I do it, he decides he wants to hop on live and he wants to finger paint his body, nipples, all of that, right? Everything. You know this weirdo. Yes, you know this weirdo. Lived in our building when I was just talking about him. So his girl finds out he was doing that on IG. Then she gets on his ass about it. So she's about to break up with him, kick him out and all of that. So about to cut ties. So he apologizes. I'm not going to do it again, babe. I love you. You know, things of that nature. Nipple paint. Thank you. So he decides he's going to make another page, blocks his girl. Nipple painting. No, right. Exactly. Hops back on Instagram, blocks his girl.
Oh my gosh.
Gets back on live, finger painting.
Oh my gosh.
And gets caught again because she made another page, got to looking, found him, and why this idiot inboxing me talking about, hey, bro, can I come live with you?
Oh, no.
This.
We don't nipple paint.
So, long story short, we cut ties with him, and I forget that he's in the group that we have as far as text messaging. So I get to telling the team, I'm like, this motherfucker over here nipple painting, this, that, and the third, and he's still in the group. The next thing you know how iMessage will let you know if somebody leaves. It says, what's his name? Who left the group? I'm like, oh. Well, he needed to hear that anyway, so.
We're going to start with my single, Secrets. When I made my song, Secrets, I was in a dark, twisted place where I felt like I wasn't good enough to be anything or even good enough for love. But then I found somebody that saw way more in me than I saw in myself. DJ, drop that.
I know
I know I am. I swear I'm worth it. Girl, I got secrets. Girl, I got secrets. Yeah. Sometimes I can be so cold. I had to learn it the hard way. I always feel so alone. I smile to hide all of my pain. Be careful when looking my way. My stars are not here for my pain. Take it to the ones that I say. Oh, yeah. Can you accept me for all of my flaws? This life ain't been easy. I've done some things that I knew that was wrong. I know I'm not perfect, but I swear I'm worth it. Girl, I got secrets. Girl, I got secrets. Yeah. And just when I learned to love again, she decided to give her heart to someone else. Let me tell you about it. Moment of silence, babe. To all the beautiful moments in love we made. I don't think you know how much I adore you, babe. Every moment spent with you was a beautiful day. Yeah. When you walked about my life, now I'm sitting here saying, yeah, yeah. It was supposed to be you, yeah. Oh, it was supposed to be you, yeah, yeah. It was supposed to be you, yeah. Oh, for me once, look what you did. You can't break my heart again. But I did it again. Told me twice, look what I did. I've got no more love to give. You won't break my heart again. It was supposed to be you, yeah. Oh, yeah. Taking trips, celebrating with me. Oh, it was supposed to be you. Taking these trips, vacations, celebrating everything with me. It was supposed to be you, yeah. Walking down that aisle with me, baby. But you're not here anymore. But I didn't let that stop me. I still have my heart open, still learning to love, and I'm still on the search. So, are you that lucky one? Will you be mine?
Josiah.
I love the way you say my name. I'm looking for pretty little freak. Will you be mine? We ain't FaceTime in a minute. I'm tryna be a dentist. Real grown man when I'm in it. I'ma do what he did. Let's take off our clothes. It's just you and me. Gotta start the show. Let's make a movie. Girl, I won't tell a soul what you do to me. All I want us to do is make us my name, pretty little freak? Will you be mine, pretty little freak, little baby? I'm looking for the pretty little freak. Will you be mine, pretty little freak, little baby? I can keep it a secret. They know I turn about me. Usually this club just wanna give it touch for you and me. They know I turn about me. Usually this club just wanna give it touch. Will you be my? Will you be my? I'm looking for the little freak. Hey, will you be mine? Little freak, little baby. Yeah, y'all, that's my new single, Pretty Little Freak. Y'all heard it first here. Make sure y'all tap in with it on all streaming platforms. Available through the Elite MGMT, distributed through Rock Nation. And you saw it first on What Do You Know About It podcast. Yeah.
Hey. So, is there anything that you think that people should know or that people should know about you or cool things you have coming up?
Most definitely. So if you want to find me, you can definitely Google me, Josiah, T-H-A, Prince. If you want to check me out, most definitely check my music out, my podcast, The Journey Project podcast, which we'll be having Miss Evie on. And I would love to have you on as a guest as well. So we're going to have to exchange contacts and everything, you know, and make that happen. I have 2 albums out. One came out in 2021, Secrets. Make sure y'all tap in with that. My album Fantasies came out last year. I have a new single also coming out this year under Rock Nation. Under the Elite MGMT, distributed through Rock Nation. It's called Pretty Little Freak. It will be available April 23rd. Make sure y'all tap in with that. Also, make sure you tap in with my team as well, the Elite MGMT. We have a lot of services to offer, from photography, videography, management services when it comes to talent. We manage all types of talent. We don't care what you are. We're going to get in there and figure out how we can make you thrive as individuals. We don't just work individually. We work as a collective, as a family. The one thing I love about my team, well, let me name off some of the people that are on our team first. 4K Louie, which is our videographer. We have X from SMP, Special Moments Photography. He's here with us today. Shalant, which is an A&R and recording artist. C3 the Prince, A&R and recording artist. Obadiah, recording artist and big head nigga. Who else? Brandy. We just added Brandy to our team. Miss Bentley B. She's a model for the Elite MGMT as well. She's also on my cover art for Pretty Little Freak as well. She's the Pretty Little Freak, you know? Who else? Emmanuel Beecham from Beecham Entertainment is a part of our team as well. So if you're looking for modeling opportunities, acting opportunities, you need a videographer, photography, things of that nature. Oh, Miss Golden as well, Miss Monet Golden as well. She's our administrator, helps with all the background stuff when it comes to registering things, directing, when it comes to making sure the video shoots go smoothly, things of that nature. The thing I love about our team is it's not just, the numbers. Each person is a number. You're good for this. No, we're a family. We give our input on everything. We all put our work in to make sure every project that we work on is successful. So if we were working with Miss Evie, trying to build one of her projects, all of us will put all our energy and focus into her project to make sure that's successful. And then we'll move on to the next and keep going and do the same thing, same energy. So when it comes to ours, we're giving that same energy as well, or getting that same energy from you. You know, no man left behind. No, make sure you tap in with the label I'm actually signed to as well. I'm a recording artist for Inferno Music Group. That's based out of South Carolina. We have recording artists that have been on Love and Hip Hop Miami. We have, we've been featured in major magazines such as Street Fame, things of that nature. We've modeled, been on billboards in multiple states, things of that nature as well. So tap in with us. Been in film. Upcoming film for WTM Network. I do the audio for them. The next film that they have coming out is called Sage. Make sure y'all tap in. It's a 3D animated film. They have some amazing projects that I've worked on with them as well. I've been actually one of the characters in some of their 3D animated projects as well. I'm also a cartoon character on a show called I Used to Love a Crackhead. Don't judge.
Oh,
I'm not the crackhead.
me too.
Right. Right. It's amazing. It's by Miss Tiffany Stepney, animated and produced by Emmanuel Sims. Make sure you tap in. That's all the way in Maryland. I think that's about it. Make sure you tap in with my podcast as well, the Journey Project Podcast. And definitely tap in with What Do You Know About It? Because what do you know about it until you subscribe?
Yeah,
you know?
About it.
Comment below what you think you'd know about it if you didn't subscribe.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Now you know a lot. So rewind and go subscribe to each one of those things that you just heard. We want to thank you for being here with us today. It was really cool talking to you. And what do you know about it?
What do you know about it?
Right. What do you know about it? Right.
You don't need to clap at the end.
Oh.